Hi everybody, it's Sarah Cray with Let's Make Art, and today we are doing our May calendar project. Aww. I'm super excited for this one. It's loose wildflowers with a little bit of dragonflies. It's actually a very straightforward and quick tutorial, so this is gonna be super fun. If you guys don't know what this is, we came out with some watercolor calendars where the calendar is made out of watercolor paper and they are dateless, which means that you can paint these every month along with us, and at the end of the year, you have a Christmas gift to give somebody or a special keepsake for yourself. I highly recommend just buying like 4 and like batching them. So you do, May paintings all at one time for all 4. And then at the end of the year, you have all these handmade, like really special gifts ready to go. We also are painting the month beforehand. So then if you are keeping this for yourself, you can enjoy the painting all month long. Okay?
Perfect.
So we put the supplies that we are using in the description, and let's do our oath, and we're just going to get right into it, okay?
Sounds good.
So if you can raise your right hand and repeat after me. I promise to be kind to myself.
I promise to be kind to myself.
I promise not to compare my work.
I promise not to compare my work.
And I promise to have fun.
I promise to have fun.
Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to start with is some splattering. One of my favorite techniques. So I'm going to grab a round, you can do a round 6, you can do a round 8, you can do a round 12, like really whatever round color you want. I've taped off the edges of my paper.
And you moved all your sensitive electronics away from the splattering.
I really have. Okay, and then I'm going to take this yellow color and I mixed a tiny bit of the magenta in there just because I like a more orange yellow than like a lemon yellow, but that's just me. And I'm going to take this yellow, make sure my paintbrush is nice and wet, and I'm just going to start splattering. Okay? So I'm going to do the left-hand side, then I rinse my brush. Now I grab straight magenta. I'm going to do like the middle. And if you want bigger dots, you can wet your brush, and then you do kind of like a stabbing motion.
You gotta say, hey, yeah. Good.
Thank you. I actually really like that, so I'm going to go back and do that with the yellow.
Excellent technique.
Thank you.
You've been trained by the painting arts.
And then the next color I'm going to use is Orchid. So I'm going to take Orchid and I'm going to keep it on the right-hand side. Splatter, splatter. Do a couple. And then maybe I'm going to go back to Magenta. But this is a great thing about this project. You guys can switch this to whatever colors you want because this is your painting. All right. Now I'm going to rinse my brush and I'm going to grab blue. I'm using Azure blue here. And I'm going to try and keep these blue splatters along the top. Okay? Now, that's it. We rinse our brush, and now we are going to turn these splatters into flowers. So starting along the left-hand side, I'm just going to do a roundish shape, pulling color from the splatters that are already there. My roundish shape is going to gradually get smaller as I work my way up. So I'm only going about halfway or a little over halfway with these flowers that I'm making. And flowers are wonky, okay? So don't stress if some flowers have like a weird curve to them.
These remind me of foxgloves.
Yeah, I can see foxgloves or any kind of what's the one that my mom grows in her garden? Hollyhock.
Hollyhocks, yeah. Stalk-based flowers.
Stalk-based flowers. And we're just going to keep pulling color. And notice that I'm not doing, you can do your flowers like straight up, like stick straight. That's up to you. I usually like to add a little bit of a curve to mine because it just gives it a little bit of like softness or looseness, but this is your painting. And then I'm going to have this kind of lean to the right. And notice that I'm lifting up my brush as well. And now I'm going to grab purple. Maybe this one is going to go a little bit taller. And now I'm back to the pink. And I don't know, I feel like it needs like an orangey pink. So I'm going to pick up color with this one and smear it into my Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I like that. Look at that. Okay, that feels good. And then at this point, while it's kind of wet, if you want to go in and drop a little extra color here and there, like in the center or along the edges, you can. We'll go back and we'll kind of shape these a little bit. But sometimes it's fun just to have that really nice wet on wet technique. And I feel like my purple can do with like a hint of like a deeper purple. So I'm grabbing some Orchid. I'm going to mix a tiny bit of blue in there. And that's going to give me kind of a deeper purple. Ooh, yeah. Oh, hello. Don't you love it when you put in a color and you're like, well, that worked out.
Mm-hmm. This is our 300th take. You guys don't know this.
It could be. They really would have no way to know.
It's not. It's only our 200th take.
That's right. Okay, and then I'm actually going to go back and add orange into this yellow one. I just want it to be more orangey. And I don't kind of like how there's no flower kind of coming off this way. I want it to feel like it continues. So I'm going to say this little guy, let's grab some more magenta. Just kind of keeps going. Boop. And see how this like turned into a messy blob? Don't stress. That's okay. We can reshape those later. Like, again, we're just kind of going for organic, which means like roundish shapes that gradually get smaller as they work their way up. All right.
Perfect.
Now what we are going to do is we are going to add our dragonflies. And so I'm just going to rinse my brush, and using clean water, I'm going to paint the wings. So dragonfly wings are long and narrow that kind of go out into a point. So I'm going to take the colors that are just there from the splattering.
I don't know.
And make these little wings. Now, if you're trying to pull color and for whatever reason, the colors aren't reactivating, the color is not smearing, don't stress. You can just pick up a little bit of blue. And they have 2 rows of wings. So you do 1 and 2 right on top of each other. Okay, and then I'm going to do more over here.
Dragonflies are one of the coolest creatures on the whole planet.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, their wing design is like so unique, and it allows them to fly in any direction. They can fly up, they can fly down, back, forward. Like, they're the most nimble flyer. They have like such a huge hunting success rate, one of the highest in the whole animal kingdom, because they're lethal, man. They're perfect flyers.
That's awesome.
They can almost see 360 degrees around themselves. Their eyes are super complex.
That is so cool.
Yeah, dragonflies are cool.
Cool and kind of terrifying if they hunt you.
If there was a dragonfly the size of like a school bus, we'd be toast.
Okay. Now I'm going to take my liner brush and I'm going to mix all 4 colors together to get a muddy grayish color. If it's not turning gray and it's turning green or purple, just add more blue. And the more blue will make that more gray. And then I'm just going to do the little dragonfly bodies, which are long and narrow. And then they have a little head.
And terror inspiring.
And it's okay if the color kind of bleeds into the wings a little bit. I kind of like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this one is like a hint. And you guys will be able to decide as you're looking at your painting, like, where does it make sense for me to do a dragonfly? Maybe it makes sense for me to just do one over here, or maybe I want to do a few. Like, this is your painting. Also, I feel like this dragonfly should be just a touch longer. There we go. Okay. That's it for our dragonflies. Super simple, super easy. And now we're just going to finish off our painting by adding in some greenery. So I'm going to mix my blue and my yellow together to get a green. And then if it's too saturated, like the green is too vibrant, then sometimes I'll pull in purple or a little bit of the magenta, and that will neutralize the green just a touch. And then I'm going to take my liner brush and I'm going to add stems to this. So wherever there's kind of a space in between the colors, stem. And even if it goes into the color a little bit, that's okay too. Just it is important to lift up your brush as you're doing this. Because if I were to do a continuous line through, then that would flatten it and it would not make this flower seem dimensional. It would make it look like the stem is forward and all the flowers are behind it. And I love these blooms that I got down here.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Stunning. And it's okay if the green bleeds too. Don't be afraid of a little bleeding. I'm going to let that dry a little bit longer before I add the stem because there's no white space really in between here. And this is all really damp. So wherever I put that stem, it would bleed a ton. And I want to keep it a little bit sharp. Then I'm going to move to my round 6. I'm going to mix more of a green. More green. And you can put in some long skinny leaves. So you can just do like kind of where there's a bunch of spaces in between these flowers. You can just do leaves kind of coming out. It's okay if they are behind. It's okay if they are a little bit in front. Like we're trying to mimic, a little bit of a field. So we're going to get both. I feel like there needs to be one right here. The hardest thing is that you are going to want to make all of your leaves, all of your flowers, and all of your stems go the same direction. So try and purposely do different heights, do slightly different angles, and that just kind of brings a hint of movement. And then while this is wet, I can touch a little bit more green into like maybe the tip or where it's coming out of the base, just to get a little bit of a value to change in there. Just for fun. And then our very last step is to go in and then you can add a little bit more details or shape to your flowers. So I grabbed some more magenta because I mixed mine. So using this magenta, I can go in here, I can add like a little bit of a center maybe, or I can take the point of my brush and kind of do a little petal shape kind of coming off. You might be saying like, what kind of petal shape? I promise you, it's not like just smear it around.
It's not important.
It's not that important. We're just really trying to get a difference in values, which will create this sense of depth. And notice that I'm not covering all of the paint that I put out. I want some of these lighter values to show because that's going to really help my goal of creating depth. If I were to cover every single one of these with this new color, then there would be no value difference. And this one I don't really think needs it because I went back while it was wet and touched it, and I think the bleeding in it is really stunning, but I don't really want to mess with that, so I'm not going to.
Man, the amount of depth that adds is crazy.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
And then sometimes with these stock flowers, they like grow from the top. Well, they grow from the bottom, but new life comes from the top. So you can do little like buds.
Oh, apical meristems, do you mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what I mean.
I thought so.
And maybe not on every single one of them, but maybe on a couple of them.
Hey, don't forget the green on that one.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to go back in and do that right now. Let's do it.
Zoop, 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 zoop.
And then if you want to do maybe like, if your leaves are dry, you can do like a little vein on some of them. And then you guys can decide if maybe you want to do a couple more splatters. I mean, I love a good splatter, so I'm always down for a few more,
I love the serenity of the flowers juxtaposed with the terror copters hunting for prey.
You thought this was a peaceful painting.
All the aphids are running in fear.
And I'm not going to do much more to my dragonflies. I feel really good about the colors and the bleeding. But if you feel like they're kind of lost compared to the colors of the flowers, then sometimes just going in with a little bit of a blue and maybe putting in a little bit of darker value as it meets the body or shaping the wing a little bit can just give it a little bit more, make it more pronounced on the page. And that is honestly just determined by like how your colors bled when you did the splatters. So you'll just have to look at your painting and say, are my dragonflies falling off or are they prominent? And if they're falling off, you can go back in and just do an extra wash. Also, if you have like a metallic paint,
Oh, that'd be cool.
it would be really beautiful to do maybe a little hint of metallic paint on the wings, or you know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid to play with different elements. Drawing, you can use watercolor pencil to draw some of the bristles. Like, I'm all for taking these really cool art supplies and trying them in your watercolor painting, even if they're not watercolor.
If you did like gold jelly pen as the vasculature in their wings, kind of like that webby look.
Yeah. The only thing that you want to be careful of, and this is the only hint, if you do have a gold pen and you do want to do the, what did you call it?
Vasculature?
Vasculature of the wing. You just want to pay attention to the thickness of your line. Because these dragonflies are so small, you wouldn't have a thick, heavy line. So you would want to be super delicate with your line work if you were going to do that type of thing. Okay, so just be aware of the ratio of lines of things as you're painting them.
Good call.
Okay, should we do the... Actually, let me make sure this is fully dry because we're going to flip through.
I'll dragonfly fact you while we're drying.
Love it.
They also lay their eggs in water and they grow up underwater.
They grow up underwater?
Yeah, it's called a nymph. They're like an insect tadpole kind of. They are underwater insects, and then eventually they cocoon up and they pop out of the water as dragonflies.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're wild.
I had no idea.
Dragonflies are the perfect predator. They're horrifying. Can you tell I'm scared of them?
The fear.
I have real fear of dragonflies.
Do they bite?
Oh, yeah. You've never been bit by one?
Uh-uh.
Oh, they're awful. They have super sharp mandibles.
They do?
Yes, they're mean.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And they're like the size of, a sugar snap pea. Again, imagine a Volkswagen bus with wings. We'd be toast.
We would be toast. God. Ugh. Okay, now that this is totally dry, I'm going to carefully remove my tape. I'm going to ooh and ah at my clean line because, gosh, I love a clean line.
I'm going to ooh and ah in terror. Man, that looks so good. The splatters look so good.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
Okay, should we go through it all?
Yep.
Okay, let me wipe down. I got splatters everywhere. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Just a quick, because I know that will get all over.
Man, I think even a house cat-sized dragonfly would inspire terror.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Be like...
Thank you, Earth, for not producing...
I was about to be like, that would be like a cat that could fly, that have sharp teeth. And I'm like,
that is what it would be like.
What you just said. Okay. Okay, so this is May.
Super cute. Love it.
Let's start at the very beginning. Okay.
These calendars are available at letsmakeart.com, by the way.
That's right. We still have some if you guys are interested in ordering and painting a lot. Okay, so we have January, February.
That's a good one.
March, April, and May.
So good.
So fun. I hope you guys have fun with this. I cannot wait to see how you guys make this your own and how they turn out. And also, this is a little hint to something I am working on for our May digital projects. And just in case you guys don't know, of course, we come out with free educational content every single week. But also, if you are ready for maybe leveling up your watercolor skills, we have a new monthly projects that we release every single month. They're available for purchase in a bundle, and they're a bit more like experienced beginner / intermediate. So this is a little hint of one of the projects that's going to be coming out in May. So thank you guys so much for painting with me. I hope you have fun. If you want to paint along, you can get these calendars at letsmakeart.com, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.